today's panel, Mr. Ace Tolkan.
I hate to start off with a bad note, but unfortunately, Miss Leah can't make it.
No!
And I don't know if she's going to get tomorrow. We have another one tomorrow. It sounded like it was just a hold-up, and so she couldn't make it this particular one. But everybody else is here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up our panelists. First of all, of course, you know Lloyd.
Pretty good. Now, there's still some holes in the aisles. Now, I don't want to have to interrupt our guests here again with this, so if you do have an empty seat, please hold your hand up until somebody's sitting next to you. We've got a lot of people who want to go and see these gentlemen, and I'm going to turn it over to them.
Okay, hand it off to these runners over here. Okay, of course you guys know the parts they played in the Back to the Future movie. James Strickland, the principal Strickland, and Doc Brown. I'm not going to go any further than that. But there's also a lot of other movies as well that including a lot of the independent work that Mr. Lloyd is doing now. And Mr. Tolkan is now just only, he did Phil Spector on HBO. The movie producer that shot Lloyd in the face. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Oh, well, it's the Phil Spector movie is, I'm sure you all heard of Phil Spector. He was the famous music producer. The Wall of Sound was his, and he was convicted of having shot this woman in the mouth, who he picked up in a bar in Hollywood. But he was a genius in a way. The script is a crackling script by David Mamet, and it's starring Al Pacino and Helen Mirren, and I'm playing a judge. My role is a relatively minor role, but I was very pleased to be in this very classic production.
Some of the independents?
Oh, I don't remember names offhand. You do them, and you rap, and you go home, and hope you hear about them again. But I've been staying active, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't repeat all that. But I'm just, you know, continuing to work and to grab everything that comes up.
Does anyone have any questions about? All right.
Ted, thank you. If anybody has any questions, please just line up right over here. If you were unable to line up, sort of wave your hand like this, and we'll get to you as soon as we can.
And then we'll sit and run around.
What's going on?
We.
Perfect.
what Principal Strickland would say to both of you when you were in high school.
One more time?
I was wondering what Principal Strickland would say to you both when you were in high school.
Okay, could you tell us what?
Basically, what would Principal Strickland have said to y'all when y'all were in high school? Like, what would his reaction to y'all be in high school?
When I was in high school? What did you want to know about when I was in high school? Well, in a certain period in high school, I was a juvenile delinquent.
Slacker.
I was definitely a big time slacker my sophomore year. But then we moved from Evanston, Illinois to Tucson, Arizona. And in Tucson, my entire life changed. High school then became everything I wanted it to be, and I continued on from high school, even to college.
Yes.
She's asking what kind of student you.
Oh, me?
Good explanation.
I didn't really excel. And it was a continual problem. My grade, I was not a disciplinary problem except for, silly stuff. But academically, I just couldn't seem to keep my attention on what was expected. And I never finished high school. Yeah, not a great role model, but fortunately, I chose a profession where diplomas are a necessity. So I've survived. All right. Let's go to the next question.
Hey guys, how you doing? I just want to tell you first, both you gentlemen are wonderful actors, and thank you for all your hard work in the Back to the Future movies. Listen, this is for you. Two questions I wanted to ask you. First, what would you say are your similarities and differences when you were in Back to the Future and your role in Taxi? And second, who would you like to see in a Back to the Future remake if they did do it for you and Michael?
So, what are the similarities between your Taxi character and your Back to the Future background?
Not a lot. That I can think of the hair. I'm not even sure if that applies. They came from two different worlds. I certainly wouldn't have invented a time machine as Reverend Jim. In my own head, maybe. I wouldn't have gotten off the ground. So, yeah, they were two very different guys.
I recall him being kind of a genius, but he was hidden behind the drugs.
Yeah, I mean, he had his own distinctive outlook on things due to the loss of brain cells. He saw things a little differently, but that was okay. Don't we all?
I remember the episode where he was like the nerd. They showed him before the drugs, and then like the one drink, and it was like, oh.
Yeah. He found his future.
All right, next question.
This is Mr. Lloyd. I know you recently got to step out in the role of Doc Brown in the Back to the Future video game as a voiceover, and I also saw I think it was a commercial film in Argentina. What was it like stepping back into the role after 25 years?
Well, it wasn't exactly like a film. It was a campaign for a chain of stores in Argentina which sell high-end electronic products. But they recreated the whole ambiance. DeLorean showed up down there, and I was in full makeup and everything, and it was about a week shoot, and it was fun to get back there and do something like that. So I don't know if anything country, but Argentina should have got their money's worth.